All right, now look at page 10. We are going to solve the cryptic quiz and answer 2 questions. What should the jolly green giant receive? And why did it take the goat more than 3 hours to finish a 20-page book? Things that make you go, We'll go over 3 of these together on this page, and then part of one on page 11. This is not complicated stuff, but I feel much better since I can't watch you get started if I just kind of help you get started. So let's go ahead and zoom in on O. Just so you know, the directions are solve each proportion and find your answer in the code. Each time the answer appears, write the letter of the exercise above it. So let me go ahead and do these 3 first. Okay. 10/4 over some number of sixths. As you know, there are several ways I can solve this. I can do cross multiplication. That would be easy too. So why don't I go ahead and do that? I'll do cross multiplication. I can't do equivalent fractions because 4 times, there's not a whole number. I guess if I could figure out the fraction. All right, so now 4n equals 60. Divide both sides by 4. N equals, 4 goes into 6 one time with 2 left out, 15. I did that in my head. N equals 15. So 10/4 is the same as 15/6. So let's come down to U. 2n over 5/25. All right, well, once again, I can't do equivalent fractions, so I'm going to reduce this. This is obvious. 1 over 5. So I'm going to rewrite it. 2 over n equals 1 over 5. 1 times 2 is 2. 5 times 2 is 10. N equals 10. Boom. Let's look at this one. I feel like cross multiplying. Let's do it. All right, so 6 times 6 is 36 equals 9 times n is 9n. Reduce both sides by 9, or divide both sides by 9 to cancel that out. It's the opposite. And your answer is v equals 4. I see, that's n, that's v. So we're just going to write this. There we go. So v equals 4, u equals 10, and o is 15. So let me come down up here. So let's see how this works. Every time I see a 15, I should put the letter O. Okay, let's see now. Every time I see the number 10, I should put U. 10, 10, 10, 10. Have I not missed any? Huh. Okay, and then V, 4. So every time I see the letter 4, I should put V. Well, I got you 3 whole letters. That's it. All right, so you practically have the answer now. All right, so now look at page 11. I'm only going to get you started on this. We've done these before, but it's been a while, and I want to make sure that you haven't forgotten. So let's look over at this. Number 1, I'll get you started. We're not going to get the full answer because there are only 2 on this page. Marlene's ratio of phone calls to text messages is 3 to 5. If she makes 27 phone calls, how many texts does she send? So, phone calls to text messages. So I'm going to put calls over texts. All right, so calls to text, 3 to 5. So 3 is calls and 5 is texts. So 3 calls for every 5 texts. If she makes 27 phone calls, so that tells me I put it on the top with calls. So that's 27. How many texts does she send? variable. I'm going to put T for texts. You may not want to put T because sometimes people get confused with, they confuse that with the plus sign. All right, so anyhow, so solve for the T and then come down here and write your answer down here. Make sure you, you use the unit. So it's going to stand for whatever number you have. That's the number of what? Texts. So finish number 1, do number 2, and go back and do page 10, and then you can be done with the book this week. Yay.